This is a monkey wrench, because it's really a Saturday night. Tomorrow's the Sunday that you probably won't see coming. It'll get you. But before then, we play through. Coming to you from Chicago, one of my favorite cities in the country. I got my start in Chicago, right outside, right after, I would say, Atlanta being the market that I started playing in. Chicago was the second city, there you go, to embrace me. Started playing Schubas, Chicago Theater. I believe there's a World Theater. Where else did I play? And then, out by the airports now, as I call it. But a lot of people say, John, you talk too much about yourself on these live feeds. So I'm going to turn it over to you guys. Tell me how you guys are, because I don't want you to think I'm a narcissist. No, yeah, no. What's up, Sherry? From Kuala Lumpur. Right on. That wasn't sarcastic. This is the Kuala Lumpur part. The rest of it's like trying to prove a point. Just chilling. You answered the question. I could be better, I guess. Why, Dominic? What's up? Thank you, Candy. Finding my voice. Right on. 11 Tefre, Chicago neighbors. Hi, PA, that's Philadelphia. See, I'm thrown off by cities that have state-sized two-letter abbreviations. LA or Louisiana. It all depends on what size the letters are. PA, it's Pennsylvania. It's Pennsylvania. I'm so sorry. Duh. So, this is a bottle of water. You might say, John, how are you going to make this bottle of water interesting? Watch me. Ran into my dear friend Dave Chappelle tonight, who did a show at the Chicago Theater with the great Hannibal Buress and Vic Mensa and other luminaries. And Dave always wants to go one more place than I do. And he somehow manages to talk me into going to that one more place. Tonight, the way he talked me into going to this place, I said, it's probably going to be terrible. And he looked at me and he said, let it be terrible. And it's confusing because, first of all, no. Don't want to let it be terrible. But second of all, wow, that's a romantic way to get me to go to a club. And I will, Dave. I will go. So, let's straighten this out here. So I follow him to a club. It's an after-hours club. Creating a little chaos on the way in. Finally get in. They say, they're like, table's almost ready. Well, let me explain to you the politics of a club. They have tables that are filled by the time you get to a club, say at midnight, 12:30. Well, when you show up with Dave Chappelle, they move people. And the people that they're moving are upset about that. And what you might be surprised to understand is that I agree with them that that's wrong. I'm uncomfortable every time I ever do it. It's not even funny, it's not even ironic, it's not interesting. It's just uncomfortable because it puts me in a situation to be the type of person that I would never be. But the music is going and you're in a train of people and there's no way out. It's a fun house. The only way out is through. So as I'm being pulled into this little section in front of the DJ that Dave is now at, and he's addressing the crowd, it's great, I see a bucket of waters with ice in them. And I don't drink anymore. To people who don't drink, bottles of water are like a video game where you just see, like, oh, it's like bullets. It's like, yay, they placed water in this game tonight. I'm going to take the water. You can probably already see where this is going. So they said, wait for us while we set the table up. Then they put some water down. And I was like, I'm going to take the water. Well, I realized that I'm not the only person at this booth, and neither is Dave and the people we came with. There's actually another party that has been really really, really squeezed into that side of the banquette. And so the gentleman looks at me very imposingly, and I can't really hear him, but I know what he's saying. And he's saying, do not touch my stuff. Do not take my water. That is my water. And I go into my body language, which is true to my thoughts, which is completely deferential. I totally get it. I'm sorry. Because I'm wrong. I'm technically wrong. I got no problem with that. Neil Brennan just had a great Instagram post about admitting you made a mistake. Now, you might even want to debate whether it's a mistake or not. So then, and I want to take you into my life a little bit, because I don't know that you understand this aspect of my life. Remember, it's a club, and it's like 12:30 in the morning. So the guy's like, just ask me next time. And I go, I get it. And he's still yelling at me. And then, get ready for this. This is my life. When I go to a club, by the way, and I shouldn't be in a club at that time, these ladies that are with him, and their heart's in the right place. God bless them, their heart's in the right place. They say, you know who that is? That's John Mayer. This is a bad idea. This is a very bad idea. This takes things up a step. Now we're invoking all sorts of emotions that should not come into play with a bottle of water. And the guy says, I don't give a fuck who it is, and now he's upset because he does know it's me. So somewhere inside, he's like, oh shit, John Mayer. But he can't back down. And also, he's upset that I'm there because the idea of me is there. And he's got these girls, and he's waited all week. And by the way, let me say again, I'm with him. I shouldn't be in the club. Shouldn't have taken his water. The whole thing's pear-shaped from the start. And it just starts getting really chippy. Then I get pulled up right next to Dave. And now we're squeezed together on the banquette. We're standing up. And I'm like, now I'm like saying hello to the DJ, which is customary and it's awesome. And now I'm accidentally bumping the DJ's laptop. These are music faux pas I never want to make. I know better. I respect musicians. I respect everybody. But when it comes to a musician doing his thing, that'd be like me going to watch a show and putting my hand down on a keyboard and like knocking it over while the guy's playing it. That's the kind of party foul that is. Jensen would like to address that he saw this slightly different. Jensen, do you want to come on live and discuss this event? Because I want you to understand that I'm not griping about a situation that I thought somebody was rude in. I'm more or less talking about just the difficulty of me going to a club. Because why bother those people? And I mean that, true to the language. These people are having a good time. They wait all week to go out to a club and put on their best clothes and be seen. It's their time. It is not my time to go in and do this thing where I get placed in the persona of someone who's like, ladies. And I'm not there for that. I'm there for this water that was not mine to take. But I will say again, I would never drink a guy's alcohol. I would never in my life go to a club, drink a guy's alcohol. But when I see a water, I'm actually, as I hear myself saying this, I'm gonna go so far as to say, all water is community water. I think all water is community water. If a guy takes my water, I don't know how I'd feel about it, to be honest with you. I don't know why we're sitting here talking about this. This could have been avoided, except my point is, and then I'll turn it back to you guys, that Dave Chappelle is an unbelievably persuasive speaker. Okay, Jensen, I'm going to let you in. And Jensen, who's getting married, he's the reason for the season. He is about to be the groom. And so he was there at the club and saw the whole thing from a different perspective. So we're going to see if we can get him on. Jensen, really, can I hear? This is the thing where I can't hear you. Oh, man. This was going to be good, too. Let me see if I can get it to work. Hold on a second. Because you don't hear, do you hear me? We've had this problem before. But here's the thing. I think they can hear us. Man, let me make sure it's not. No. You want to try? I don't know what to do. Do you want to try it one more time? I don't know. Oh,
I hear you now.
Oh,
I hear you.
Great.
Okay.
Thank you for, okay, so Jensen was there. By the way, everyone say congratulations to Jensen. It's his bachelor party weekend. And I got to say, it's been one of the best weekends in a long time. Really wholesome and in Jensen's spirit, smart and funny and interesting and adventurous. And it's just been great. So Jensen,
Okay.
how did you see it differently?
Okay, here's some differences. One, I want to address that this club is exactly what you think when you think of Dave Chappelle After Hours Chicago. It is packed front to back with people. There's no walking at all in there. You're belly to belly, shoulder to shoulder. John reached for a water, and I thought the guy was actually happy that John took his water.
By the way, Jensen, all confrontations, when you first look at them, when you're a good person, look like happy confrontations. And then you realize,
because emotion is emotion.
I misinterpret everything as happiness. Even when someone's really pissed off at me, at first I laugh, and then I go, oh, this isn't that. You're really upset.
Right. And I do understand that now. The girls were telling him, that's John Mayer, not so much like, why are you yelling at him? That's a definite different angle.
That seems semantic to me, but by the way, stricken from the record, and now I'll go with your story, which is that they were like, oh, that's John Mayer.
Yeah. And then he said, I don't care who it is, which we all agree is the right point.
Mm-hmm.
But from that point on, I think he even said, and here's where our real difference lies, I think he said, go ahead and take the water.
I don't think he did. First of all, at that point, I'm reading all moments as if they are chippy. And even if he did say, go ahead, I didn't feel that. I didn't feel go ahead and take the water.
By
the way, he had a happy face, but he was saying, don't do that. And he was being direct, and I totally understood not to do it. But the water. So, sir, if you're watching in the club.
Oh, I would love that I like the club now. Like, they're not listening to hip hop. They were listening to us talk about the guy getting mad about the water.
Say it again? Oh, yeah. No, they're not. They're actually piping us through the speakers at the club. The music is stopped.
They're dropping DJ Drama drops while we're talking.
Yes.
Okay. I'm leaving, but I just wanted to let you know I don't think this man thing.
I understand. But I do think that there's an element to, like, this doesn't have to happen if I weren't there. And I understand that clubs are a place for people to celebrate and not have to negotiate how to then all of a sudden deal with the fact that John More idea than man Mayer is there, because they don't know that I don't party all that hard. They don't know that I don't want to take people's girls away. They come in and they think, oh, this is the John Mayer I've heard about. Right. And so then everybody gets a little bit, it's bothersome that I'm there.
How long, have you told the people how long we were there?
I was there for, and let's see if we're close on this, 8 minutes.
Yeah, 6 to 8 minutes.
6 to 8 minutes.
He couldn't have gotten that mad in 6 to 8 minutes.
Oh, no, but it's all it takes for me to learn. I don't drink, so I can't kind of work in the same energy field as these people.
Right.
And they are there because I'm not. Does that make any sense?
No, I don't believe that. I think they were.
I don't know. But look, it's one of those things where even if I'm misreading the situation, it can't be bad for me. It's not a deleterious read of a situation if it makes me more protective and sort of like looking out into the world. Like, the world does not need me doing this, like, the sideways walk. The sideways walk.
You also were the closest thing to Larry David that club has ever had.
It was one of these. Some of these things were not like the other. That was fine. I had no problem with that.
Yeah.
And then, but then I was like, so I gave Dave the moment, and then I came back to my room, and I had the kind of night. No, it's not a scary night, but I really like it when I get back in my room and I'm like, safe.
Yeah, that's where I'm at. But listen, I'm going to let you go back. I just want to let you know that it was not as heavy as you're allowing it. I think that you were being harder on yourself than you should have been.
As everyone should be in a club.
Yeah.
If everyone were harder on themselves in a club, clubs would be more fun.
I agree. Listen, come to Brazil. Thanks, John.
Thanks, Jensen, and congratulations again.
Thank you.
Thanks. So Jensen might not be wrong about my misreading situation. But when you go into club negativity, the mind should become defensive. And the first thing that comes to mind is, I shouldn't have been here. My presence here is a novelty act in a way. And let me get myself out of here so you guys can go back to having a better time. I'd also say there's something a little bit unfair about a sober guy going to a club at 12:30 in the morning. Just seems a little unfair. Unfair to be so acutely aware because other people aren't. And if I were drinking, this wouldn't have been a situation. But because I walked in sober and I saw ice mountain water, when I see water at a club, I see an ally. I see a friend. And I said, hello, friend. And I went like this. And it must have really rubbed him wrong because I was like, mm. And then I went, ah. And then I looked at him. I didn't know who he was. I looked right at him and I went, whew, like that. And then I did this I didn't even switch hands. I took the left hand and put it over, whew. I did that. So that's all I did. And I guess that rubbed him the wrong way. So anyway, by the way, again, you didn't do anything wrong. If Dave Chappelle is there, why is it a big deal you're there? That's the question. Yes, we're on for One Up next week. Dave has a different energy field. We ride, like, that's what makes our show special. That's what makes our friendship special, is we run in different energy fields. And by the way, for our entire friendship, this happens every single time. So he goes, come up, he cocks his head like this and I go, fine, let's do it. And I only stay for like 6 to 8 minutes. And I've only stayed 6 to 8 minutes at any of these clubs. No disrespect to them. They're not for me. And obviously, because things just, I'll explain that some other time. But if you're Craig and you work all week and you want to go out and you want to be Craig and you want to be like, Craig is going to be the man tonight when John More Idea Than Mayor walks in, not me, but the other More Idea Than Man walks in, Craig goes, well, fuck. And I become somewhat of an adversary to Craig. And I'm in defense of Craig. Leave Craig alone. Dave has a different vibe, which is he's kind of more of a reverend. He's more of a party reverend. He sermonizes, he takes a microphone, and he is such a cultural icon, one that I am not. I don't have a bad lot in life. Not Dave Chappelle. Can't just take a microphone and whoop a room up. That's what he does. If there was a guitar there and a band playing a 12-bar blues, rest assured, I would have made friends. But I know an away game when I see one. All right. So have I ever been in a fight? No, I don't get in fights. I just don't get in fights. I don't mind changing venue. I don't mind changing venue even if it's preempt. I mean, you should be leaving a place that's not a big deal to leave. It's not the biggest deal in the world. But then, because I'm such a sensitive guy, I come back in my room with my stolen goods. And I feel funny because I'm such on the good side. I err towards good, that when something happens that's less than, it doesn't sit right for me. And Jensen's right. It's probably not that big a deal. But I'm a sensitive guy. I'm almost out of this water and might have to go into some Greco-Roman wrestling for the next. Have I ever seen a UFO? Great question, no. I've successfully identified every object I've ever seen. I'm so scared of seeing a UFO that everything I see, I point it out and I name it. Oh, thank God, it's a Leica film camera. Whew, Polaroid. Oh God, it's a pen. It's a pen. So then nothing is unidentified. I usually shout things out. Sensitive extrovert for sure. What's up, Andre? Man, I miss you. Andre was in my band when I was just getting started. We saw the world together. My favorite brand of water is Penta. Penta. It's actually a better water than you probably think it is. Never saw a ghost. I had one night I didn't like in a room, but I was aware I did it to myself. So I got in the mood of that I'd seen a ghost, but I knew that I did it to myself. Best thing about being John Mayer, great question. If I dream it, I can do it musically now. Nobody will tell me, like, if I If I had an idea for a record, I could just make the record, and nobody could tell me that I couldn't. And that's the greatest power in the world. That's what power was for. Power that you gained as a person was supposed to just be parlayed back into the work that you do. It wasn't supposed to die, wasn't supposed to run off the game board, and you're supposed to, you know, use it other ways. So I only like using it in the sense that I can make whatever record I want. So if I want to make like a Latin Grateful Dead record, I can do that. Hey, you ever think you plugged your phone in and you get all like super confident that your phone isn't going to die, but then you realized it wasn't on and now it's on? Trixmas wrote, "This is awful, and you're right. This is not my best work." Jensen is right. It wasn't a big deal, but I interpret things funny. I'm in Chicago, going back to LA tomorrow. Back in the studio. What do I think of the new Eminem? I think it's, if you're into Eminem, it's a very cerebral thing. Like I said on my Instagram story, like it's hip hop that you watch go by. You know, it's like a scroll, and you just like watch it, and it's incredible. It's like, you know, it's what would you call it? It's like watching an incredible talent that might be a little bit outside of what you normally regard as musical talent. Is it a little bit like watching someone do a card trick and sleight of hand and cup stacking combined? Yeah, it's something like that. I feel impressed. I feel impressed on a level that no music has ever impressed me, and isn't that enough to make the guy a legend? Impresses me in a way no other artist has ever impressed me. This is a guy who writes words with quadruple entendres. This is a person who writes. Imagine, okay, here's how talented he is. Imagine writing a paragraph, but that paragraph has to read and make sense across, down, and diagonal. As hard as it is for you to make that paragraph is as talented as Eminem is. It is a different viewing experience for your ears. It's not a put it on and drive and just, it is a, you put it on and you experience it. Just like art is different. There's some photographs you wouldn't hang in your house, but that are incredibly important. Other things you want to put up. Some things should be in a museum. So it's all about the context. And when the context is right, man, that is some unbelievable stuff. How did I do? You're so crazy and so nice. Thank you. Water bottles are sacred. Thoughts on the Nashville music scene? I heard this Maren Morris song in the car, and I loved it so much. Let me tell you something. I live in America. Like I live in America because I live in Los Angeles and I live in Montana. And if you combine those two things, that's a very good look at America. It's, of course, not complete, as no one's life will ever completely show them America. But when I heard Maren Morris today, and I was like, this girl, that shit sounds like America. And I don't mean it Merc, I don't mean that. I mean, she's playing the experience. She's singing the experience. That's how people feel love. That's what love sounds like to a lot of people. That's what wanting someone sounds like to a lot of people. And I sat there, pardon me, and I was like, this is putting me in such a mood. It makes me want to live that life. Great music makes me want to live the life it's singing about. And when I hear Maren Morris, I hear those songs, I go, man, I just wish I could live more lives than this one. And one of them would be like spending my night in like a parking lot and being so happy with it. Like see a movie and then, you know, like the movie parking lot's still connected to the mall. Like see the movie and then like just drive to the other part of the parking lot and hang there with your friends. And Nashville taps into that. They are tapped into an experience that I've seen and have occasionally. Sometimes in Montana, I will stand around a barrel with a fire in it, and there will always be a dog or two, and guys holding beers with the gloves that fold back. To put that in music is not easy, and it's gorgeous, and it makes me want to live in that world. You know? Yeah, it's you can't knock that stuff. Nashville knows parking lots. You know, Matt, you and I, it's like, what's that, Lawrenceville, Georgia? Remember Lawrenceville? They had a great movie theater up there, and you'd go see the movies, and shout out to Lawrenceville. Go see the movies, and then you would just like drive to like a Fuddruckers, just right down the strip, and then hang there. Just post up. You had to go to Waffle House after. 18, oh, I missed it, honey. I'm 18 years old and writing an album this year. Any advice on things to watch out for? Yeah, watch out for saying it's good enough before it is. You know, making music yourself is like working out yourself. Can you do it? Yeah, but it's better when someone's over you shouting what to do. So when there's someone over you saying, keep going, you work out better. And when there's someone over you going, keep finishing this song, fix that verse, add a bridge, this isn't the chorus you want, then you end up with better stuff. So get a trainer. Why don't I drink? I don't have an interesting answer for you. You've heard the reason people stop. And I decided I wanted to stop. I decided I wanted to stop before I ever had to question whether it was a problem. If you're in the zone of being like, maybe it's a problem, it's like, I'm out. I'm out. Worst thing I've ever said, I don't know. I don't complain about it anymore. I have the worst thing about being a celeb. Are you ready for this? Here's the worst thing about being a celeb. When you want to give the spotlight to your friends because you're just the guest at their thing, like I have this weekend. Jensen's party, well, his weekend has consisted of us going out as a group, and the worst thing about being a celeb is that you can't make it about the person whose night it is. It's not always my night, and I am a guest of my friends this weekend, and it's been very difficult to move the energy back off of me. And so I don't love that. There's no nuance in me literally being just someone in tow with the guy whose party it is. I'm just the guy everyone knows, and so it looks like it's my party. And I always feel very guilty about that. And I do my best to manage it, but it's never perfect. That's the worst part about being a celebrity, is you can't turn it off so your friends can have their moment. Thank you about the guitar compliment. Thank you. Children ever, I hope. I can speak the smallest amount of Spanish. There was a ghost in your room so much, and you just went, what? And then I just never stayed in that room again. And I knew it wasn't because it was a ghost. It's just because I had formatted it that way. You know, that's what I would do if a ghost. I'd be like, what? What do you need from me? You know. Cal, you've done it. You just go, what? Excited for Halloween? I'm 40. If you're 40 and you're excited for Halloween, I don't know. I don't know what scenario I would give you a pass on that. I do sing about ghosts. Good point. More in the metaphoric ghosts, the ones we create from the ashes and shards of memories, dreams, dashed hopes. All right. Have I played bass on an album? Yeah. don't remember what I play bass on, but I've played bass on an album. I play bass on all my demos most of the time. So I played bass on Still Feel Like Your Man, so I wrote the bass line for Still Feel Like Your Man. Bump 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 bump. Well, you're challenging me to a guitar duel, which I normally don't do, but since you said sir, I shall take that duel, my good man. We shall meet tomorrow. Upcoming acronym Prestos? They're great. They're like a sequel to a movie that's great, and they're a great sequel. But I've been thinking about giving up doing team early stuff because I just think people would, like, it's kind of not fair. Yeah, I'm going to get early stuff. I think I'm done showing stuff off early. I think I'm done. I think I'm going to let other people go first. It's not, I don't think it's cool for me to continually be like, boom, first. Like, John, again, this is in keeping with the thoughts about the club. Let other people shine. Let other people shine. I shine just fine. Let other people shine. So I think I'm done with the team early picks. I'm just going to be like, yo, you can assume that I get stuff early. Let's just stop and let other people shine. Let somebody who like won a raffle or someone who has a friend who hooked them up let them go first. I think I'm out. What's my favorite word? Fruity Loops colorway. My favorite word is, I like fundamentally. If you add the word fundamentally to a statement, people are like, that's not a word most people think. He must really mean this. And it, like, just try it. You're like, you're fundamentally an asshole. People be like, oh. So I like fundamentally. It has 6 times more power than literally. Flavorless days. Days have some flavor now. They've got some flavor back. Although I did write some lyrics about it that night. It's not quite summer, not quite fall. I'm not quite Mr. Know-It-All. And then you could always do like the the stop and savor. These days have no flavor. There's nothing there to lean my arm on. I just went like that. All right. New songs soon? I don't know. I'm experimenting with not keeping myself on a clock because I'm a very what have I done for me lately guy. And I'm experimenting with not having to prove my self-worth to myself by the work that I do. It's questionable how the outcome is. Can I grow a beard? No. And it's so funny you bring it up because I just came to the acceptance of the fact that I'll never grow a beard. I have whites in my little dumb stubble, and I realized, well, if I have whites, this is not a pituitary thing that's going to kick in later. I always dreamed that my body was on some sort of slow gifting pituitary situation. And then I realized having a beard is something you will never experience. And so I've embraced it. I'm still going to try for the dirty thing every once in a while, especially if I feel like my face is heavy, because that's how we cover it. But yeah, I can deal. Life's been good to me. I'm not going to grow a beard. Okay, I got to leave you guys because it's just overstaying my welcome. Cruz Beckham, what's up? What's up? You're an officially licensed Beckham. Remember I said he's an officially licensed Beckham. I wonder how the rest of the Beckham family feels about Cruz Beckham's fandom for me and my music. Is it your thing? Do people know it's like, people in the family is like, that's yours, like, he's your guy? Do people in your family are like, Mayor's your guy. He's a Cruz Beckham guy. I asked him, for those who don't know, when I first saw Cruz on here, I asked him if he was an officially licensed Beckham, which was my way of asking, is he of the Beckhams? And so I asked him, Are you an officially licensed Beckham? And you went, I'm an officially licensed Beckham. All right. Listen. Sometimes I just say, listen. There's a Reddit video of this rather intoxicated lady at like a Rite Aid or a dollar store or something. Oh, that's, yeah, but every time I put the music on in the car, they all sing along. That's great. That's great. That makes me feel awesome. And there's a lady, and she's intoxicated, and she says in this video, she goes, hey, listen. She does it like 6 or 7 times, and it's, I don't like laughing at other people's misfortune, but when it has Reddit comments underneath it, it's just got a thing, and she goes, hey, listen. And it's funny. That part of it's funny. The rest of it's very sad. All right, I'm out of here. Have a wonderful Monday, which is a Sunday. Do not let the sads sneak up on you tomorrow night. They're going to try. They're going to sneak up because they're going to go, oh, we're just us. We're Monday. The week's already started. That's not true. They're coming for you. Be soft. Be warm. Be kind. Sleep well. I love you very much. And I'll talk to you later. And there's always a moment where you're like, I'm out.